Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Confections 369. It's your girl Celeste T. So we letting people come in and today's show is going to be about distractions. We got some music reviews we want to go over. We want to talk about the shutdown. I want to know what you guys are listening to. We just to really dive in into some of these topics. What do you feel are distractions?
Uh, what's up?
What's up? What's going on?
Oh, not much. Just getting ready for this topic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a good topic. Talking about the distractions and, you know, we wanted to go over a music review. I think Young Thug had dropped an album.
Oh, yeah, I heard something about that.
Right. So this part is like what you're listening to. Like I've been listening to like Kirby, the girl from Mississippi. I've been listening to her. I'm like still stuck in my like early 90s, some 2000 R&B. I'm still stuck right there, but
Yeah. That's where a lot of good stuff was made. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Sometimes it'd be harder to find stuff nowadays. A lot of people going back to older shit. You know what I mean?
And that is so true.
A lot of people going back to older shit, and a lot of the old artists, the older artists, got more streams and shit than the newer artists. Like, and they get more consistently. You know what I mean? A
Why
lot of
is that?
That's because some of the shit that they had back in the day and shit, it's like people genuinely liked. You know what I mean? It's just not pushed upon them. You know what I mean? Yeah, shit probably was pushed upon them too, but shit, they still genuinely like it. It was better. You know what I mean? A better quality. You know what I mean? Music has lost its soul in a sense. You know what I mean? People trying to do this and that for money and everything. It took the soul out of music. You know what I mean? Now every video look like a fucking commercial to something.
Right.
You know what I mean? They just advertising something else other than whatever message they supposed to send in the music.
Right. So now it's just about likes and stuff, basically.
Yeah. Think about it. When hip hop started, it didn't start off talking about a lot of this shit that it started off today. Not saying that it can't. You know what I mean? But I'm talking
Yeah,
about that.
it was more uplifting. It was more uplifting, more,
Now it
fight the
caters.
power.
Now it caters to the consumer. You know what I mean? So I mean, when that happens to music, it's just gonna die.
Right. Okay,
You
this one's from Christopher Brooks. Because shit been fake for too long, and the universe says that the scale shall be balanced. I agree. Yeah, there will be a balance.
Yeah, and I think that's why the industry low key getting cleansed out of some of the shit. You know, some of the people that was at the top. I mean, they still there. You know what I mean? But at least some light getting shed on some of the bullshit that they be doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And we see
And
that.
that's why I said like a lot of, and especially now since we speaking about like what we're listening to and some of these artists has become the distraction. Like when we talk about back in the day when people used to give you messages. I mean, they're still putting messages in music, but they didn't like try to sway you one way or another when it comes to like political shit. You know what I'm saying? Or like some of these artists are just distractions. It's not about their artistry anymore.
That's because when the artists push all that political shit, they getting paid. They getting paid. Ain't no damn way niggas gonna be fucking with politics like that. Well, unless it's like coerced. You know what I mean?
Right. All that real shit we miss is coming back. I agree. I agree it's coming back, but to what level you think it's coming back? You think it's gonna focus more on high frequency music? Like when I say that, I mean like music that's positive and that's gonna give you growth and elevation, some positive affirmations. It's not about killing and shooting and stuff. It's about
That's the shit that's gonna have to happen because people is getting tired. People don't trust these artists. First off, you know what I mean. And people is getting tired of the same bullshit that they've been pushing. The shit ain't helping kids. You know what I mean. The shit every year people get pushed closer and closer and closer to the edge of dehumanization. Like they ain't got no humanity left in them.
right. Because now they're trying to fit into a certain box or a certain category to get the money. Huh?
And that shit is just a trap. That shit is a trap for people. That shit is a trap for the artists. You know what I mean? A true artist want to be able to express themselves. They don't want boxes or limitations on what they say or want put people to push what they think they should say. No.
Right.
What the shit is about.
Right. They're not waiting for someone to create them a song. They already got it written, you know? So, like,
think about it. That just tell you what type of world we live in. We live in an AI, a world where people want instant gratification. They don't want to put the work in. They just want to get the benefits from the nigga that did put in the work. You know what I mean? Like they want the benefits as if they got the work put it in, but they don't want to put in the motherfucking work. That's what people is about. You know what I mean? It's about how they are seen. It's not about what it really is.
Okay, to answer your question, I think that it's gonna come down to us not supporting the bullshit. I agree with that. You know what I'm saying? If we keep going out buying the music and going to the concerts and stuff like that, then yeah, we're supporting. We're basically saying, yeah, we agree. We're rocking with this and stuff like that. I see it, but you know, you also got to see it from a point of view too that. Never mind. I guess it's what you want to put into yourself. You know, some people like that type of stuff, but yeah, I'm not gonna put anything negative into my mind.
They targeting the kids because the kids don't have the same information that we got about, you know, previous shit and all this. So they targeting the motherfucking kids. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the artists and shit, they doing all this extra goofy shit because and starting all that bullshit on shit that's not even music because niggas ain't buying that shit like they used to. Like,
I remember back in the day. I mean, it's not too far back in the day, but you know, we used to look our artists up on YouTube to watch their videos and stuff like that. Now our artists got fucking podcast channels and stuff like that. So it's like they in every single lane. Every single lane they out there pushing it. So shoot, you can't knock the hustle. But it's different. You know, once YouTube hit the scene or the streaming hit the scene, things switched up.
And I'm gonna be honest, sometimes that will make some of these people not want to listen to these motherfucking rappers. Like, if I gotta listen to you on your bullshit all day on your podcast, I'm not gonna want to listen to the bullshit you got in your rap. I'm gonna just keep it real. Sometimes it's like that. If a nigga don't like your opinion, they ain't gonna listen to your shit. Like,
right.
Sometimes it be like that.
Right, I agree. The kids don't have proper guidance because now they want to be those quick rappers. They in the street, what they call it, drill or trill, I don't know, but they're in the
But
street. They want to be pimps. They want to be gangsters. They want to get quick money. They want to be rappers. They want to betray their homeboy, like most of these young rappers is. They get their first hit album and shit, go platinum, and then here you go betraying your homeboy. You feel me? Or homegirl. Like,
that's because that's what they always do. They always uh, target the kids, and that's why they always make it seem like rap and hip hop got an age limit. That's why they try to down niggas for rapping in they older years. That's because now them niggas got the knowledge. They don't want them niggas to spread the shit. You know what I mean?
right.
Niggas
They
to
are
keep it.
doing podcasts because they ain't making money anymore. Right. It's like they only make money when they do concerts and stuff, right?
You gotta think about it like
Like,
this
what's
too.
the deal?
Podcast niggas and what's they call it? The YouTubers and all that shit. Them niggas is the new celebrities. Like they took the realm of niggas ain't fucking with celebrities more. They fucking with a salute
Right. It
influencer
used to
more.
be a private club. Now it's wide open.
It's like then you see these celebrities on these streaming platforms trying to get popping again. Like you know what I mean? It's like
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? They going into
you always
their
fuck with
look,
them.
look, old Hollywood going into their Rolodex, pulling out like going through the archives, pulling out old school people to still do tours and concerts and stuff just to keep it moving.
But yeah, that's what they be getting that money from though. The tours. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you could get a consistent tour. That's why it's not wrong with being one of these niggas that be having these niggas back in the day in the 90s. They can have some hits that niggas will always go to their concerts if they pop up. You know what I mean?
Right.
It'd be R&B.
Right.
Niggas will go to them. You know, and people still listening to their shit. Cause some of this shit now, they're just so demonic. Like they ain't even trying to hide the shit.
Right. So it's all a matrix and a lie. Nobody is going platinum. They got rid of albums.
And all of this shit is done is putting the artists into a slave system to where they got trying to do everything to try to. That's why they try to compromise these niggas. Now they gotta try to do all this and that and the third to try to get some money. So you're gonna be seeing motherfuckers do a bunch of goofy, weird shit. They're gonna be promoting fucking politicians, Democrats, Republicans, whoever the fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Benefits
So
them at the
it's like the more we're being seen like, oh, we don't get paid and shit for how we sound and perform. We getting paid just for our likes. Like we just getting paid for our likes now. So we don't have to do all the extra work we used to do back in the day when we had to
in the street.
perform and practice for concerts and tours and things like that. Now we got all these graphics and AI stuff to where we can just do semi shit. And we
Niggas,
can charge people thousands of dollars for their fucking concert ticket to see their favorite artist do the bare minimum because of all the other stuff. I get it. It's a business. You know what I'm saying? Like to each his own. But when people start saying their rituals, people are passing out, forgetting shit at concerts and stuff. Like, what's real?
then that tells you that it's not a singular incident. That tells you that the overall there's something going on that's causing all of that shit to happen so frequently. You know what I mean? That's planned opposition. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like people don't know what music is and all of that shit. That shit's stronger and more powerful than what motherfuckers give it credit. You know what I mean?
right,
Motherfuckers saying it's just music, it's just this and that. That's the fucking trap. That's what's gonna get you in there. You know what I mean? It's a bunch of fucking spells that you casting on your fucking self. It could be good or fucking bad. You know what I mean?
right. That's what I was saying. You know, especially like when I think it was Young Thug when his album had dropped or whatever. It was like really like a lot of people was talking about it on how he did it, his artistry and stuff like that. And I just believe it was just like a fucking distraction. Like a lot of people are doing that shit now. Comedians are doing it, but when a comedian do it and music or a rapper do it, I guess I don't know.
But in the sense, then everything's a distraction. You know, what I mean? Anything that's taking you away from your motherfucking self. You know what I mean?
Right,
You know what I mean? They want you to put all your time, your effort, and your energy into something else. They want you to give your power to something else. You know what I mean? They want you to feel like you're in lack. You know what I mean? And they set up
right,
to do that shit through the music you push through. How many years have these niggas been pushing in these music? You know, these hoes ain't loyal. Nigga, fuck. I'm better than you type vibe. You know, the bravado. You know what I mean? You know,
right.
talking about money, cars, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? And what is seeped into our reality? This is the shit people find that they value now. You know what I mean? How much of that shit that we pushed out there do we manifest based off of just speaking that shit? You know what I mean? How many times we gonna let these motherfuckers infiltrate everything we get and corrupt the shit? Ever.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, you know, they playing with our likeness, you know what I mean? They playing with our, you know, the imagery that we see ourselves as. You know what I mean? Um, I know there's a vast amount of different black people. You only see two, three
Mhm.
examples, you know what I mean, displayed in whether it be music or television. You see the same two, three fucking examples. You know what I
Right.
mean? But there's so many examples.
Exactly. A whole bunch of examples. And it's a lot of talented people that's not even getting put on. They stuff not even getting played because of these old heads still have an issue with their ego.
I seen something where it was like they asked this young female rapper to route Mount Rushmore of female rappers. It was a bunch of thought rappers. You know what I mean? A bunch of thought rappers. They ain't had no Lauren Hills. You know what I mean? They ain't had nobody like that. So
Right.
values. You know what I
E-
mean?
Exactly. Another thing I want to jump into that a lot of people was talking about, they was like, oh, that's not really going on. And then people like, no, that stuff is really going on. And I'm like, I'm trying to figure out Chicago, what's going on out there? Like, if you're from Chicago, check in. Like, what's really going on out there? Is what they saying on the news and everything like that really going on or what? Because
Pertaining
people
to
I know from out that way, they ain't seeing none of that shit.
what happened in Chicago.
About like the military or whatever, ICE taking people, just going in apartments and just taking people and arresting people. It's like I've been hearing about it, but I'm like,
Yeah.
every time I try to look for something, I'm like, I'm not seeing
Look,
nothing like that's really saying.
what do that remind you of? It reminds you of a bunch of different shit. And I'm not even talking about government coming in, you know, taking over some shit. I'm talking about just faintly hearing some shit over and over and then still nothing coming in, nothing coming from it. You feel me?
Right,
Like 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 for instance, Flint. You hear something about Flint. Oh, is they water bad? Da, da, da. Do you hear shit running? So eventually niggas start knowing. Yeah, it is that. You know what I mean?
right.
Like people ain't gonna believe the shit until they run across that. You know what I mean? They shit. They'll figure out soon enough. You know what I mean? But whatever happens, man, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? All people can do is just make sure that they protect themselves. You know,
Exactly. Protect
however that,
yourself.
and however that look. You know what I mean? Self
Right.
preservation is a rule.
That's why I was like, wow, it's all a distraction. You know what I'm saying? I've been asking people, so like, what's next for people? Because you've been hearing people talking about the rapture is coming, and they've been giving away they shit, and they've been giving their kids to CPS and stuff like that. And it seemed like when the government shut down and stuff, people start going chaos.
I feel like giving your kids to see all of this shit is just an excuse to relinquish your responsibility. You know what I mean? That's all that shit is. CPS, they got sex cases on them and shit. Them niggas be trafficking. You know what I mean? But I
Oh,
wouldn't
snap.
trust none of them motherfuckers.
They said what was going on in Chicago wasn't about ICE. They were grabbing up young black men. What?
I heard some shit about that they was gonna that was just that ICE shit is just an excuse for them to do shit like that. But
Uh-huh.
it may be the case. I mean, they did the shit before. They
I
did.
mean, yeah, I wouldn't put it past anything, you know?
What they say in the public and what they do may be two different things. They may look very two different, very different ways. You know what I mean? But yeah, I ain't surprised. You know what I mean? All of
Yeah,
it.
people just stay safe, be aware, and make sure you got all your shit together. If you got to pick up and go, you got the stuff you need to pick up and go. If you're going to stand and fight, you got the stuff you need to stay and protect your belongings.
And always remember, it's better them than you. You know what I mean? When I say that, just leave walking. You leave, alive.
Right. What Pops say, you live to fight another day.
Don't never give your power.
That part.
Yeah, but as far as that Young Thug, I didn't hear the album, to be honest. You know what I mean? I heard that song. You know what I mean? And I seen
Yeah.
the album cover. The album cover, he was basically white faced. It looked like.
Mm-hmm.
Mm. And the song I heard, he was saying nigger in it heavy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was never really a Young Thug fan anyway.
Right.
So
I know I tried to listen to it just for the review, and I couldn't listen to that song. I was just like, the energy was so bad. I was like, my ears don't even want to listen to it anymore.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't listen to everything, and I don't think that
Yeah.
like I don't listen to certain shit with certain energy. You know what I mean? The shit that I don't want in my life, I don't listen to shit like that. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't give a fuck about
And
how.
it's kind of hard doing that too when you try to get artists out there, when you try to find talent and things like that, and you want to, you know what I'm saying? But hey, at the end of the day, that's what you're signing up to push. That's what you're backing. You know what I'm saying? People feel like, oh, well, it's not me actually saying and doing it. I'm just backing the artist. I'm just styling the artist. I'm just, assisting the artist or whatever. But are we like agreeing to it? Is like because we're doing it, you know what I mean? Like, do
I
we
feel
have to take responsibility, or can we separate that from just having a damn job and making our money? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes people do that, you know, people don't really listen to their music, but they got to make money and that's their profession. So I'm going to be around these
like,
people. I might hear a
look,
little bit of something.
shit like that's a slippery slope because that could be a great excuse. Like, that's a great excuse. You know what I mean? That's just like the police. You know what I mean? okay, I want to keep my job, so I'm gonna just go with the culture that's apparent. You know what I mean? We be mad at them when they do that shit, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If that's the case, niggas got police their own shit. You got police our own music. You
And
know
that's
what I
the
mean?
thing. People lose their what we call integrity and stuff because oh, if we're gonna police the music, we gotta police all the music. We ain't gonna just do this music because oh, we're gonna let him slide because he from our hood. We fuck with him. We know what he talking about. Ain't nothing going, you know what I mean? And then
You know, there ain't no big eyes and little U's.
right, you
You
feel
know what
me?
I mean?
Like
Nobody's above the program. You know what I mean? Especially if it's for the people. You know what I mean? And I don't give a fuck about nobody else's people. And I ain't gonna say I don't give a fuck about them. Nobody else is what they do with their people and their culture and shit. But yeah, I'm gonna give a fuck about mine.
my whole thing is that they be locking up activists and YouTubers and stuff because they feel like people follow you, people listen to your words so much that now we're gonna label you like as a cult leader and stuff like that. And those people get locked up.
If that's the case, then they should do that shit to politicians because they words held heavier. You know what I mean? And they movements do more. You know what I mean?
Right. Why is it so hard for a felon to get a job when the president is one? Like, I'm like, what is going
That's because we in the matrix. You know what I mean? It ain't supposed
right?
to make sense. It's supposed to irritate the fuck out of niggas. You know, fuck.
Exactly. Like right now, we just gonna irritate the hell out of people, and it's starting to cool down a little bit. Let's irritate the hell out of people. Like no. Like what are we doing? You know, people are going through that stage where they feel like everything is just boring. Like everything in this world has changed. They're not fitting in. Nothing is going right.
That's
Time is going
because
faster.
I'm
Things
gonna
are
tell you
getting
why.
higher.
That's because people they've been too stimulated. You know what I mean? With the endorphins, with with all these shit that they've been it's stimulated. You know what I mean? And then now shit slowing down. Then you better handle it. That's when you take time and put it into yourself. You know what I mean? It's always an amazing adventure when you go to walk towards yourself. Like they ain't never boring.
Right.
You can scope yourself into whatever the fuck you want to be. You feel me?
Exactly. That's why I be telling people like I'm like I know all this stuff is going down. I know it affects all of us in some way, shape, or form. Whatever. You can't let that control your day. You can't let that control the way you move forward. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, take the precautions you need. Take the necessary steps you need to feel comfortable and stable, but don't be scared to the point where I'm just supposed to give it all away and just wait for the worst to happen or whatever they may think. Like
Look, life is about ups and downs. Niggas act like niggas Diddy now. Niggas act like they ain't been through shit. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, niggas act like they
came
ain't
up
never had a bologna sandwich.
niggas acting like they like what the fuck? Niggas stop acting like you like that. Niggas been struggling and we been dealing with the motherfucking shit. This ain't shit to niggas. I mean, this ain't shit to me. I don't know about motherfuckers. This shit ain't shit to me. You know what I mean?
You say, oh, it's just another day in the neighborhood, huh?
That shit
Like
ain't nothing
yeah,
but a
people deal with stress and change differently. People handle those type of things differently.
it
So
ain't
I
nothing
can
but a fact.
see, how someone that's emotionally unstable will handle a lot of changes.
That would be the perfect time to get emotionally stable. Motherfucker. Perfect timing. The fuck?
Right.
You know what I mean? You are what you say you are. You know what I mean?
You
you are
are
you are.
what you said you are. And if I wasn't what was that song?
If you say you
I
a bully,
am whatever I say I am. Who
yeah,
was that? Slim Shady?
Eminem, you know that was Eminem.
Eminem?
It might have been
Will the
16.
real Slim Shady please stand up wherever you are?
Mm-hmm.
Like for real.
Yeah, niggas act like they ain't been through shit. Niggas came from, from that. So it's just it's just the up and the down. You know what I mean? Just like life. It got cycles. I think a lot of time people be into the trend to me, so make it extra. You know what I mean? Oh, people be like, oh, there's the energy down. That's a form of spell casting. Somebody say, oh, the energy's down. Have anybody just feel like the energy just been down and blah blah blah?
Well, shit, you keep talking about how low the energy is, and damn, yeah, the energy down. Why don't you talk about some positivity stuff to bring the energy up?
Yeah, this motherfucker trying to trick you into their web of depression, into their web of sorrow.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? No, I feel great. Fuck what you thinking about. Fuck what you talking.
Right. Right. And even if I don't feel great, I ain't gonna let you know I don't feel great. I feel freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. And if I'm at work and I don't feel great, I'm just gonna go the fuck home. If I'm there, I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you ain't gotta say nothing, you ain't gotta speak on it, nothing. Yeah, this is an example of some energy. Like a motherfucker coming to you and say, you don't look too well. Like, motherfucker, stop putting that bullshit projection on me. I'm not accepting that.
Right, what you mean I don't look too well? I look perfectly fine. When I looked in the mirror this morning, I said, okay, you look good enough to step outside. So now,
Yeah, but they distracting us from something. You know what I mean? From ourselves,
right. Everyone knows something's going on. Everyone knows they're feeling different and things like that. Pretty soon we all gonna be thinking the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Hey, look, I hope I don't think the same thing as these niggas.
like, could you imagine thinking the same thing as someone else that you don't know and you trying to figure out what the fuck?
I mean, I could see that happening in moments, in spurts, not all the fucking time. You feel me? Not all the fucking time.
All right.
But that's just me. You know what I mean? But as far as what I listen to, I always listen to Life Jennings. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, that's a good listen.
He got some shit. He got some shit coming out too. You know, well, he got some shit out, but I think he got a double album coming out or something.
Oh, that's cool.
You know, there's a few things I heard. I've been listening to Kendrick a little bit.
What's going on, Funky Bottoms?
Good.
Well, I want to begin by saying I love this conversation so much that I don't even know what to do with myself. Like the stuff that you guys are talking about. Listen, this is real shit. Like I'm about to I'm about to have one of my other boys hop on too. The things that you guys was talking about hit me so deeply because I'm starting to realize that let's just keep it real. I'm an older nigga. and I I spend a lot of time talking to people from all ages, but I've always been older than my age. And like there was a lot of things that you guys were talking about, and I was like, yo, I wanna hop in. I wanna hop in and let them know. All right, so if you guys don't mind, remember you guys was talking about I keep saying we like I was there because I felt like I was there because the conversation was dope. You guys said something about like the state of like hip hop now and all of that, and like music and shit. And I have so much to say about that. And I hope you guys get your notebooks out. because God told me to do something. God told me, like, yo, let them know and back up. Because, yo, remember my brother right here was talking about, like, like Young Thug, and he was talking about like the state of hip hop, and he's talking, and he bet you so much. But let me tell you guys something. The reason why I was able to dodge so many bullets is because I was one of those kids in the ghetto that I was too young to be outside. So when I was only like 10 years old, my homies was in their 20s, and they was feeding me all of this. And plus, my mother and my grandfather were both Panthers. So like I got kicked out of school for every February they just wanted us to pay attention to like Martin Luther King. And when I brought up Malcolm X and started snapping, they called my mother and had me dragged out of school. Now back to this hip hop thing. I'm telling you right now. Here's what people don't realize, and I don't know if you guys remember or not, but everything that's happening right now in the state of music right now, we've been warned. In the 80s, in the 90s, they told us all of this shit was going to happen. And I can tell you exactly where to go to find this out. There's a song called Self-Destruction. And it's by the East Coast Family. And it came out in 1989. And it let us know that when the future comes around, when the year 2000 comes around, here's what's going to happen. And everything that is said is happening right now.
Yeah, I remember that song.
Yeah, yo, check this out though, but I remember all the words. Yo, check this out. First of all, Biggie and Tupac didn't even exist yet. And in the first verse in Self-Destruction explains everything that happened between Biggie and Tupac before they came out. And it was warning us, telling us what's going to happen. And I'm going to prove it to you. I'm not going to just be giving you my opinion. I'm not going to give you my opinion. I'm going to say, you can go watch, you can type in Self-Destruction, the East Coast Family, and everything that happened between Biggie and Tupac, they predicted that shit was going to happen because they didn't want us, me, you, my brother right here, me, my brother, and my sister right here, to realize who we are and what the system is trying to do. They said, yo, now if our memories serve us correctly, right? When Tupac and Biggie had a problem, there was never no East Coast versus West Coast beef. Tribe Called Quest was still doing songs with the Alcoholics from California. Souls of Mischief was still going to New York and doing shows. Ice-T and Public Enemy did Burn Hollywood Burn to let us know what was coming. And in the first verse of Self-Destruction, KRS-One goes, today, check it out. There was remember back in days, we had all those hip hop magazines, Triple XL, Source magazine,
Yeah, like Word Up and stuff like that.
Yeah. And so here's what happened. When Biggie and Pac had beef, the media tried to create a divide between the East and the West Coast by using Tupac and Biggie as catalysts. So what they did is they found out that Tupac and Biggie had beef, Death Row and Bad Boy had beef, and they tried to make it look like we all had beef. And that's not what happened. So here's what KRS-One said in the first verse in Self-Destruction. He said, today's topic, self-destruction. It really ain't the rap audience that's bugging. It's one or two suckers, ignorant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another. You will get caught in the mid. So to crush that stereotype, here's what we did. We got ourselves together so that we could unite and fight for what's right, not the negative cause. We don't kill our relatives. Now, they try to change listen, KRS-One, I'm talking everybody that was involved in hip hop when Self Destruction came out, they was all on top. There was never no situation where like, all right, this nigga is on top, so everybody else is irrelevant. No, they was all cool with each other. We loved each other. We cared about each other. Yo, if I don't even know you and I'm in 7-Eleven and I see you hop in your mother's face, you get banged out in the 90s, nigga. Like, don't ever talk to your mother like that. You only get one, motherfucker.
So
And
when you think of the
we stood on
music,
that.
when you think of
We-
the music, self-destruction, and what Chaos One was saying, and everybody back then were saying, do you think that
He
it's going to
predicted.
come
He
to a full
predicted.
circle to where we can get back to the positive
Oh yes, we're gonna get. We
messages?
definitely. Oh, listen. Just it gets worse. Check this out. No, actually, it's going to get better. To answer your question, I heard your question. I want you to think that I wasn't listening to what you were saying, and I was just trying to get my shit off. I heard you, and I'm gonna get to that. I promise you. You have my word, because the conversation you guys talking about tonight got me going. Like, let's go. Yo, check this out. And listen, here's another thing though. I was there, so it's one thing to be spitting your opinion. It's another. It's another if it's your life. Like, I don't like hip hop music. I am hip hop. The way that I walk, the way that I talk, everything. So just hear me out, please. Just hear me out real quick. KRS-One predicted that the music industry was going to do that as a distraction for us almost 20 years before it happened. Because these dudes, because here's what happened. Well, listen, I remember being young, right? And we used to have instead of us fighting each other, we used to break dance. That's how we solved beef. We didn't solve beef with knives and guns and stuff like that. If me and the dude had a problem at school, I said, all right, bring your crew, I'm gonna bring my crew. And we used to break dance. And that's how we decided who won that beef. And I remember the police coming when we was like 30, 40 deep, forming a circle, and there's always one boy, there's always one dude out the crew that carries a big piece of cardboard that we can break dance on, and that's how we handle the beef. There was no guns and knives and none of that. We handle beef by, yo, listen, if I beat you in this break dance battle, beef is over. You lost, nigga. I beat you. And then you gotta go to school like, oh, you got chewed up. Yo, it was all love, yo. And when they saw that black people know how to still be that powerful and have that love for each other, even after we tried to strip them of everything, they're like, we can't. We listen. We done whooped them. We had them pick cotton. We done raped them. We done destroyed them. We done beat them up. We done hung. Oh, listen. Don't listen. Don't even get me warmed up on that. Because there'll never be a real. There will never in history be a real movie about what really happened during the slave trade. There will
Right. But we want to stay on topic.
Okay, let's stay on topic. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that, like, as far as the hip hop thing is concerned, all that stuff, what these guys doing ain't hip hop, yo. They're just rappers. And the only other culture aside from Native Americans that was born here is hip hop. Like, hip hop is not a form. Put it this way: you have rock and roll, right? You have jazz. You have heavy metal. All of these are just forms of music. Hip hop is a culture. Like, you can be hip hop and not know how to rap at all. Hip hop consists of graffiti artists, break dancers, DJs, MCs. It's a whole culture, yo. The only other culture that was created in America, aside from the Native Americans, is hip hop. So what they're trying to do is try to have you look at our culture as just another form of music. And the thing that's the craziest thing, in the world is that we created culture. We created rock and roll. And
Yeah.
here's the thing. We created rock and roll. Look it up.
To be honest,
We created all of it.
those things got a culture though. We created all of the shit, but all of it got a culture.
No. Rock and roll.
Hip hop may have a more thorough culture. You know what I mean? A more later.
When hip hop,
culture.
when they tried to strip us as throughout history, every time they tried to strip us of everything.
Like, you got to think about it. Hip hop encompasses all of those.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
all of it. Hip hop encompasses all of it.
You know what I mean?
And the reason why hip hop encompasses all of it.
That they're the type of way jazz players. They're the type of places they go. They're the type of ways they dress. You know what I mean? Same as for rock stars. All of it got culture. But
it all came from us.
All of it came from us, yes. But all of that
so all of it came from us. So they're like, yo,
relatives of hip hop, and hip hop is just, the next best thing. You know what I mean?
Yo, they've been trying to separate us for so long. It's not even funny. And remember you mentioned earlier about like you said something earlier about like there's songs coming out about like don't trust these bitches and all that kind of shit. It's like, yo, they don't even know they're working for the enemy.
We manifest the men manifested the women of the day. The woman that they be complaining about, they manifested that.
I agree with you, but we have to touch on why. Like I know a lot of really amazing, good black men, like serious black men that stand on business, that have not fed into nothing. Listen, a lot of my closest friends, they ain't out here messing around with a bunch of chicks. My boy, I got off the phone with before hopping this podcast. He met his girl in high school. They're both black. They got 4 kids together, and neither one of them had any infidelity problems. They don't make no songs about that. Yeah. No. Listen, my brother. They go with the same mother. My brother and his baby's mother, they peacefully realized, personality-wise, they couldn't be with each other. And my nephew, but they still both work together to make sure that my brother, that they both work together to make sure that my nephew has the best life that he ever seen. Like she pulled a boys
in the future it'd be like good if that is represented more on TV and in music and stuff like that. But that's not what they're showing.
No, hell no, they're not showing that. They don't want the world to listen. They're never going to show that. They're never going to show that because they do not want the world to know.
2 minutes each.
No,
to talk.
They don't. Listen, they don't want the world to know how beautiful we are. They don't want the world to know that like one of my best friends is a dude that I had beef with in high school. And we actually got into fights and all that, and just out of being black, and showing love. Me and his, listen, we both met up with each other, and after me and him fought, he was like, "Yo, you real?" I'm like, "You real too?" And we showed love. And he brought me to his mother's house after we had beef. They're not gonna post that.
Yeah, they're not gonna post that and stuff like that.
They're not gonna show that.
Like.
But if you watch, listen, self-destruction. Listen, self-destruction is about where the 90s was gonna hit. But I'm telling you right now, I was watching. I went to the first movies about this hip hop shit. I'm talking about Beach Street, Wild Style, if you watch Beach Street, right? At the end of Beach Street, now this is before computers existed. This is I was in college when the internet came out. I was in college when the internet came out. But before it came out, I was warned like 10, 15 years ago that this was gonna happen. And this is like 95, where you when AOL came out or whatever. Let me tell you something. If you watch, there's a movie called Beach Street, and at the end of it, Grandmaster Flash comes on, and he says he's rapping on stage. It's a whole celebration for Ramo, and he explains. He said, here's what's going to happen in the future, and make sure your mind doesn't become what they do with these computers, yo. And then I went back even further. I started studying the Matrix and shit, and Matrix actually has to do with math. The whole it has to do with math, and you can actually go to certain colleges and study Matrix, like how you study geometry and everything and all of that. But a lot of people don't. A lot of people on the internet don't know that. But my first time being exposed to the Matrix was when I was little, watching Transformers. Because I was sitting there at only like, I don't know, 5, 6 years old, watching cartoons, and my mom was done watching the soap operas. Because I know when the soap opera's over, here comes He-Man, here comes Thundercats, here comes Transformers. And I was saying to myself, I'm like, yo, these are robots. Like, why do they feel pain when they get shot? And I was like, wait a second. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. It's not that the whole world is fake. The movies, The Matrix, is only like one version, one metaphor of what the Matrix is. It's basically, there's a world that's been pulled over your eyes to keep you from seeing the truth. That's all it really boils down to. So you can make a movie, or you can write a movie about the Matrix, and it could be a whole nother metaphor. It have nothing to do with computers at all. Like if you walk by a tree, you're in the Matrix. Like it could be whatever. But the reality is this, yo. If as adults, like if you're a teenager still trying to figure this shit out, okay, that's whatever. But if you're an adult, yo, and you're still at a place where you think that the world in your face is not the real world, you're slipping. And it might have a lot to do with why you don't have the things that you want. Because we are so fucking dope. Just if you're just black, you can probably do anything in America. In America, if based on being black, the only thing between you and being a millionaire is your mind state. That's it. Like straight up. And check out Self-Destruction. Oh, and check out Grandmaster.
We're gonna make sure everyone check out Self-Destruction and everything like that.
Yo, the whole song is about everything that's been going on since the mid 90s all the way up to now. And that shit came out in 89.
Right. I'm gonna go back and re-listen to that song, and then maybe we could do like a breakdown of it and stuff like that. So that way the viewers will know more about the song, because some of them may not know to go back that far to listen to something like that. So that'd be great. I didn't want to drag on too long.
Yo, high confessions. You remember being younger and there was like a whole bunch of there was like clubs and stuff, and like your parents would find a babysitter or something so they can go out and hang out and have a good time. All of these people were working. Like your parents had jobs and stuff. And like on Friday, Saturday Friday night come around, they get their paycheck and they go out to this spot where they hang out at, and it was peaceful. There was no shooting, there was no stabbings, there was no nothing. If you and the brother had a problem, you step outside. And the reason and everything in the song Self-Destruction, MC Light talks about it. And it only used to cost $10 to get in there. Fucking fresh dressed to impress, ready to party. Money in your pocket, time to move your body. To get inside, it only costs $10. Got changed by a razor blade. Take to your guard. Leave the guns and the crack and the knives alone. MC Lights on the microphone, bum rushing and pushing, snatching, attacking. I cram to understand why brothers don't be maxing. There's only one disco. Don't close one more. You ain't got in the door. So what you got a gun for? Are you robbing the nigga? So what you got a gun for? Are you robbing the rich and give to the poor?
No, these niggas not Robin Hood. The crazy thing about it is back then when they was telling us positive stuff, things to do, people wasn't really fucking with it, wasn't listening to it. Now in these songs, now you got people telling you to do this, to do that, to be so city, to cheat on your nigga or your female, to do all this crazy stuff, to betray your homeboy, and these people are blatantly going out and literally doing it.
Yo, for real. No, listen, you are
Maybe
100%
we
right.
push this positive music. Maybe people will start picking up and start
We're not in control.
elevating.
We're not in control of the machine. Things have gotten so bad that we're just in control of our circumference. And we've been warned. Everything that's happening right now, if you listen to old school, listen. Now how people feel like, shit's fucked up because niggas is talking about shooting niggas in they rap. That's not true. That's not true at all. Because NWA blew the fuck up. We lost our minds. They was talking about shooting niggas, smacking bitches and everything, but there was a balance. Like there was radio stations and you'll play some NWA shit. First of all, NWA wasn't even the first gangster rappers. Like, that's just whatever. Coogee Rap was talking about working for the mob and throwing niggas out of windows before NWA, when NWA was teenagers. Like, before they even heard these niggas. And so it didn't matter, though, because you'll get a song about, like, some gangster shit, and then right after that, there'll be a song about how you're supposed to love the black woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, love your sister, love your brother.
Like it was it wasn't just constant bullshit. Like it
wasn't. My man, right there, hit it on the nose. You hit it right in the nose, dog. You hit it right in the nose. There was balance. It was like, so basically, we was doing so dope that, like, whatever kind of shit you was on, you had your choice. Like, there was songs about dudes getting cheated on by their women. There was dudes, there was songs, there were rap songs about dudes trying to explain to everybody how much they love their woman.
Let's not even go to rap. Let's go all the way back to, like, blues. There was blues songs.
Oh, the blues. The blues is about pain.
Back in the day about all kinds of things. It'd take me a whole nother hour to break down all of that.
No. I'm just sticking to that one thing. But as far as blues is concerned, the reason why it's called the blues is about pain. Like, you can't make a nice blues song. Your blues song has to be about something fucked up that you're going through.
Not necessarily.
Name one blues song that was positive.
I mean, shit, you could probably create one. You know,
that's why it's called the blues. Like, that's why people are depressed and sad.
Your life and shit. If you're going through some good shit, then why not?
Negative just to be negative.
No. It's not negative. It's not negative. The blues created an outlet for talented people to share with other people what they was going through that was hurting them. That's why it's called the blues. Like, I got the blues today.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, Chris, how you doing? It's like, yo, I got the blues, man. They're like, what happened? It's like, I just got fired up, this motherfucker. But instead of like dwelling in that, they made songs about it. You know what I mean? But hip hop created a platform where like no matter like and then listen from
All of
from
that shit.
1990.
The blues, the rock, all that shit.
No, but
That's
check
why
it out though.
it's
Check
so
it out.
dope.
There's a difference. There's a difference though. From 1990 to I want to say about like 98 before, like about 98 before the century, you could be yourself. You didn't have to worry about like, all right, let me write a song about this so I can make some money. You didn't have to worry about that because there was an audience for all of it.
Yeah.
Like the same time NWA was out talking about fuck the police, fuck the police. You had like PM Dawn talking about walking on a beach with my girl holding her hand, and there was like a million people buying that, and a million people was buying NWA's albums and buying KRS-One's albums. Like we was just absorbing it all. We was taking it all in. And what the machine did is saw how powerful we was. So they're like, yo, we can't we tried to kill them physically, that didn't work. We have to attack them mentally. So 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 let's not put no music out unless it contributes to the destruction of black people. Because if they're not talking about killing other black people and shit, they can't get signed.
Right, they're not getting no airtime really.
No, you're not getting scheduled to do no shows. You're not getting no airtime. You're not gonna, what I mean. If you talk about, listen,
And that's
if
the
you,
whole thing about changing it for the future. Like, it's a lot of artists coming out that's rappers, country singers, R&B singers, and they're singing about more positive, elevated music. You
yeah,
know what I'm
yeah,
saying? So it's like
they they've been trying
I'm
to
just
destroy
here
us from the
for
door.
it. I'm just
They've been
here for
trying.
it.
This shit is wild, and it got so wild that I can't even like my love hasn't changed, but like it's got to the point where on a personal level, where like people that I meet, I can't even develop like healthy relationships with them because they're so brainwashed. They're like, yo, I'm like, yo, I love you. I care about you. They're like, oh, nah, you just another lying ass nigga. I'm like, I never been a lying ass nigga in my life. What's wrong with you? Like, I never lied to anybody. They're like, do you want to meet my family? They're my
Look,
friends.
we're gonna have to do that on another episode when I'm diving into relationships and stuff like that on a
Oh, yeah,
personal
you're right.
level
Well,
on how
basically,
music and things
basically,
in
no matter.
society has changed the effects of dating and stuff
Okay,
like
okay,
that.
you're right. I'm getting off topic. I'm gonna get.
Yeah,
I got
yeah.
off topic. All right,
Yeah,
let
I
me get.
appreciate you joining the panel and everything. That was very enlightening and stuff like that. Hopefully, the viewers check out,
Let me tell
self
my brother and my sister
destruction.
something. Let me tell my brother and my sister something before I go and slide. Don't you guys worry, yo. The universe and God will balance everything out.
Oh, I
These
already
stuff,
know that.
all so like things can look bad right now, but if my memory serves correctly, ever since the beginning of time, they've been trying to stop us. They've been trying to throw monkey wrenches in our beliefs. They've been trying to throw monkey wrenches in the black man, the black woman sticking together since before we was born, yo. And no matter what they tried, it never worked. We're too strong.
Yeah, and
There's
that's
nothing
and
they
that's
can
a
do.
good note to sign out on. I want y'all to check out everybody's platform. I appreciate everyone hitting the platform to speak their opinion and just enlighten everybody. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Thank you for tuning in. Until next time.
Peace and love, yo. God bless y'all, man. Thank you for letting me on the platform.